after finding the stability, now in the process of finding the stability, we may encounter some of the difficulties. Okay, some of the difficulties. So what are the different kinds of difficulties we may encounter? So that particular difficulties also we have discussed. Yes or no? So that particular difficulties also we have discussed. So it is difficulty level 1 and difficulty level 2, or difficulty 1, difficulty 2. So when you are talking about the difficulty 1, okay, so you can see that I'll just brush up the things, okay. So difficulty 1 means what? The first entry in a row is B0. So when the first entry is a 0, so we cannot go for it. So we can replace the S by 1 by Z, that is reciprocal variable we are going to consider. So once you consider the reciprocal, we are going to reframe the equation. Once the equation has been reframed, okay, so we are going to continue this particular thing, okay, the process. So when we do this particular process, obviously we will get all the positive things, okay. So I just mean to say that all the real values we will get, either the positive or negative values we will come to know. So once we come to know all these things, okay, so we will be taking this particular consideration and we will be justifying that whether the system is stable or not, okay. So in this present context, what exactly happened is, since two sign changes are seen in the one column of the root array, two roots of characteristic equation lie on the RHS of the S plane. So system, once the any root is lying on the RHS, so obviously the system is unstable. That is what exactly the conclusion. Similarly, you see, if you find that 1 by z, taking the consideration 1 by z is a difficult task for you, so then you have another option. What is it? Another option. Another option is you can multiply s plus 1 on the both sides. So when you multiply s plus 1 on the both sides, it will be 0. Okay, so 0 into anything is 0 in the RHS. So in the LHS, what exactly happens? S plus 1, if you multiply, the equation will be extended to another power, higher power, because s is there. So s into s to the power of 5 is s to the power of 6. So when you do this particular thing, so obviously it will be boosted up. So once it gets boosted up, so what you can do is you can understand one thing, that the equation has been reframed. Okay, so when the equation is reframed, what exactly we do? So we can take that particular reframed equation as a new one and then we can go for it. Okay, that is what exactly the thing. So next thing is the difficulty level 2. So difficulty 2. So what it says, difficulty 2. So difficulty 2 says entire column, entire the row is entire row is 0. So once the entire row itself is 0, so we cannot go for the next process, because 0 into anything is 0, so all will become 0. So we cannot consider. So at that particular time, as I told you, we have to consider the auxiliary equation. Auxiliary equation will be the above equation of the null row. Null row means what? 0 row. So when you do that particular process, so after doing that one, the next value, instead of taking the 0, we differentiate the new thing. Okay, differentiate the auxiliary equation. Once we differentiate the auxiliary equation, we can take into consideration all these things. Okay, so that is what exactly the thing here. So next process is going to continue. So here you can observe one thing, even though all the values are positive, okay, all the values are positive, we cannot say the system is stable. Why we cannot say system is stable? Why? Because, okay, why? Because what happens, once the system is stable, we cannot say. Why? Because earlier the difficulty has come. That means what? Difficulty has come means what? There is a condition. So that particular condition has to be satisfied. That particular condition has to be taken care. Then only we can do it. So if the condition is not satisfied, so then it is very difficult. So that is why we can say that the condition wise, okay, even though there is no sign change here, previously we have taken the difficulty 1, okay, it's difficulty level 2. So difficulty 2 indicates what? There is a marginally stable. That is what exactly the condition. Okay, so you can see that one thing, and we have found out the roots. Just go through it. So you can go through this one. So I think in the last class we explained all these things. Okay. So once it is been done, okay. So this is the difficulty 1, difficulty 2 we have discussed. So now further, if I just go to the numerical, okay, numerical wise. So how to solve the numericals and all, it will be like this, okay. See, whatever the equation we give, that is called what characteristic equation only we consider, okay. So you can see that so here whatever the equation we are considering now, so here, yes. So any equation we are considering to write the root locus or RH criteria, that particular equation is a characteristic equation. So now if the characteristic equation is not given, what is the next step? We need to form the characteristic equation. Once we form the characteristic equation, then we can definitely do it. Okay. So that is what exactly the thing here. Okay. So now you just take this particular numerical, all of you. We will solve this particular numerical now. Can you able to hear me, all of you? Since you are not responding, I'm just getting confusion whether you are listening or not. I am not understanding.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So you please, all of you, just take that particular numerical, all of you. So keep taking the numerical. I'll just open the whiteboard and I'll solve it for you. Okay. Have you all copied on the question, all of you? All of you can able to see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir.
So we will solve the numerical. So now what is the question? The question is figure shows below the negative feedback control system. Okay. So the solution, if you want to see, okay. So here the first thing is what we need to, so using RH criteria, find the range of K for closed loop stability. They have asked, okay. So how to solve this one by using RH criteria, we'll see. Solution. So all of you write down the system. Okay, the system. So as I told you, we need to form a characteristic equation. System characteristic equation. System characteristic equation is given by is. So what is the general formula for characteristic equation as I told you in the last classes? Can anyone tell me? So it will be what? 1 plus g of s into h of s, correct? 1 plus g of s into h of s equal to 0. This is the standard. Okay. Okay. General. Okay, I can say that the general or reference characteristic equation. Okay. So when we want to form any characteristic equation, so we must always take into consideration that this equation has to be considered and then we need to solve it. Okay, clear. So that is what exactly the concept here. So now 1 plus g of s into h of s equal to 0 we have taken. Okay. So can you able to shift the value, can you able to make the values? Can anyone reply me? Are you solving or not? I am asking you. So are you solving or not? That is why I am giving some time in between. So it is not like I will be keep on solving. I will be, if I keep on solving, I will be get more practice. So I want everyone of you to solve it. Are you solving or not? Reply me kindly, all of you. Let me see. Dear students, I am asking you a question. Please respond at least. Say or else how to solve it, how I just complete the class. Without your reply. Vaishnavi, are you there? Am I audible? Am I audible, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, okay. So now I solve the numerical myself. So 1 plus g of s into h of s is the characteristic general or reference characteristic equation. So we need to find out the value. So 1 plus, so what is the g of s value? So in the block diagram, they have given that k divided by, okay, so s into s square plus s plus 1 into s plus 4 they have given, okay, into 1, because h of s is a negative feedback. So that is the our unity feedback, that is equal to 1. So we have taken into 0. Okay, that is equal to 0. So this is the representation. Okay, g of s, okay, into h of s. Clear. So once you solve it, okay, you just take the LCM, multiply it, and then if you see it, so what is the answer you will get? Anyone of you did you solve and tell me? S to the power of 4, 5s cube plus 5s square plus 4s plus k equal to 0 on solving. On solving, we get. So this is just a simple mathematics. So you can able to solve within 1 or 2 minutes. So any one of you got this answer? Can you verify? Fine. So you can get this one. So now after this particular process, we can go for this one, the root array. I can write that RH array for the above characteristic equation is given by. So now we need to write the RH array. So when you're writing the RH array, so obviously, so what is the first thing you will do? You will take the highest power, s to the power of 4, you will write it here. So and you will take the coefficient of it. So what is the coefficient? 1. So okay. So next thing is what? You will skip this one and you will go for this for s square. So it is the coefficient is 5. Next you will skip this one and you will take the coefficient k. Okay. So now in the next row we will take the s cube. So in this particular into mark I made it to, so coefficient is 5. So we'll skip 1. So next is what? 4s, that is the coefficient is 4. And next the thing is there, so you just put a dash mark. So this is the first step. Okay, this is the first step. Is it clear? So now in the previously what was happening is we were giving the numerical. So here what exactly thing is what from this particular numerical. Okay, so from here the your numerical started. So now we extended somewhat before only. So we will give you the system. You find out the characteristic equation. Once you find out the characteristic equation, take the characteristic equation and solve it. That is what exactly we are telling now. Is it clear to you? Is it clear? So now we can see that this array is there, no? So I just read the array. Okay, s to the power of 4, s cube we have taken. So 1, 5, k will come and 5, 4 and dash. Okay. So now you know that how to solve it. So cross multiplication. How to cross multiplication? 5 into 5 minus 1 into 5. 1 into 4. 5 into 5 minus 1 into 4 divided by this particular factor 5. So you will get like 21 divided by 5. Why? Because 25 into 5 is 25 minus 4 divided by 5. So fraction will come. I will keep it as it is. So 21 divided by 5 is the value. So after s cube, so s square will come into picture. So now if you want to find out the value for this particular place, how do you find? So it will be 5 into k. Okay. So this into this. Okay. So minus 1 into 0. When nothing is input, you have to consider 0. So minus 1 into 0 divided by 5. So obviously 5k divided by 5. So 5 get cancelled. So we will be left out with only k. So we can find out k. So anyone having any doubt in this one? So next we can go for s to the power of 1. So s to the power of 1 is saying that 84 by 5, because we are considering the next previous thing, that is 84. Okay, so 21 divided by 5 into 4 minus 5 into k. So 81 divided by 5 we will get minus 5k Okay, divided by whole divided by 21 divided by 5 you will get. So and then next factor will not get fine, you will get like this. So after that s to the power of 0 if you take, you will get k. Okay, so just to see that all of you whether you will get the same answer or not. Can anyone please verify and tell me? So is that clear to you all of you? Yes or no? See, I want a response. Are you all listening to the class?
Sir.
Okay, good. So now once you've done this one, so you just see that first column in order to get the stability. So in order to get the stability, so what is the condition? Condition should be like this. All the first row, first column should be positive only. So when this all the first column things are positive, then we can say that it is a stable system. Okay. So in order to get the stable positive things, you can see that the 1 is positive, that is fine. 5 is positive, that is fine. 21 divided by 5 is also positive value, fine. And we can say that k and 84 divided by 5 minus 5k divided by 21 divided by 5 is there, no? So this particular term and this particular term, two terms should be greater than 0. So if these two are greater than 0, then we can say the system is stable. Okay. So now these two are greater than 0 or not, we don't know. But in order to get the thing that it should be greater than, in order to make sure that the system is stable, we must say that the value of k is greater than 0. Okay, write down. For the closed loop stability, write down. For the closed loop, for the closed loop stability, for the closed loop stability, the following conditions must be satisfied. Must be satisfied. Okay. So what are the particular separate conditions? The first condition is, so 84 divided by 5 minus 5k divided by 21 divided by 5 should be greater than 0. Okay. This is the first condition. In order to say this one, we can say that it implies that. Okay. So 84 divided by 5 minus 5k should be greater than 0. Why? Because if you shift this 21 divided by this side, so you will left out with 84 divided by 5 minus 5k should be greater than 0. So I can say that in order to get this one, okay. So now you can see that the value, okay. So here 84 divided by 5 is there, minus 5k is there. So k value, I can say that k should be less than 84 divided by 5. Okay. So k value should be less than 84 divided by 5 into 5. Why it is 5 into 5? You can see that minus 5 is there, no? So k value, if we take 84 divided by 5, okay. So what is the value you will get? You tell me, all of you. 5. Okay. So you will get 0. Okay, 84 divided by 5. Okay, into 25 you can say. Okay, 84 divided by 25 you can, if I make it, okay. So 5 into 5 divided by 25 is 1 by 5. So obviously what you will get the value, you will get 0. So now in order to avoid the 0, this must be k value must be less than 0, less than this particular value. Okay, less than 84 divided by 25, I can say. So when the value of k is less than 84 divided by 25, then the value of this particular thing will goes to the positive. Okay, will be positive, or else it will be negative. That is why I can say that we can consider this particular process, okay, 84 divided by 25. Is it clear to you? So all of you make a note of it. So after doing this one, the next condition we will see. The second value, k value must be greater than 0. So now k value must be greater than 0 and it should be less than 84 divided by 25. So what is the range? So hence I can say that hence for closed loop stability, so k value must be 0 less than k less than 84 divided by 25. So this is the range of k you will get. All of you please verify that whether you got the same answer or not. So did you understand the numerical how to solve it? Just to say that the system is stable or not, it is one particular concept. Second thing is what, after we understanding the system is stable or not, we have to go for the next step. So in the next step, these are the things which come into picture. Is it clear to you, all of you? Any one of you please respond so that I can ensure that you are listening.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Panindra, did you solve it? Did you get the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pa. So we'll go for the next numerical. Write down all of you. A negative feedback control system, FBCS. Okay, feedback control system has characteristic equation given below. As characteristic equation given below. So what is that particular characteristic equation they have given? It is s cube plus 3k into s square plus k plus 2 into s plus 4 equal to 0, where k must be greater than 0. Find the range of k. K must be greater than 0. Find the range of k for closed loop stability. Okay, this is the question. So now their condition we need to understand is what they have given the straight away the characteristic equation. They have given the condition is k must be greater than 0. So if the k value is coming less than 0, we're not supposed to consider. Solution. So what is the first step? The roots array. So roots array, I can say that RH array also. A roots array is as shown below for the given characteristic equation. So in the particular concept, what exactly it will come is we'll draw the line. So we'll make it ready. So first the highest power is s cube, the coefficient is 1. So we'll consider this one. We'll skip the next one. So next is what, k plus 2. K plus 2. We'll skip it. So once you keep it, there is nothing to do. So go for a square. So here 3k is the value, 3k, and if you skip it, it will come from. So this is the array first step. Okay. Now, so if you just do the cross multiplication, okay, you will get like a 3k into k plus 2 minus 4 into 1 is 4 divided by 3k. Okay. So next item will not come. So we'll just put a dash now. So after that, when you calling for s to the power of 0, so obviously 4 will come into picture. Okay, so how do you do this one? So okay, it will come like this. Okay, I just do it, write this one somewhat a bit far so that you can understand very easily. So you can see that here I'll write somewhat far. Okay, k plus 2, and here it is 4. Okay, so now I can say that you can see that one. So how you got this one? So 3k into k plus 2 you are done, minus 1 into 4 you are done, divided by 3k you are done. Okay, so later there is nothing to do the multiplication, you put the dash mark here. Fine. Now the next step, what exactly do the class multiplication between these two? That is 3k into k plus 2 minus 4 divided by 3k into 4. Okay, so this two we need to do the cross multiplication. This two we need to do the cross multiplication. So in that case, what exactly we will get is like this: 3k into k plus 2 minus 4 divided by 3k. Okay, into 4. Okay, so minus 0, because 3k into 0 is 3k into 3k into 0. Nothing is a 0, divided by the same factor, that is 3k into k plus 2 minus 4 divided by 3k. So now this and this get cancels. So this is equal to 0 and we left out with only 4. So that is why we are going to write 4. Clear? So all of you got this particular answer? So did you get all of you the answer?
No, sir. Doing, sir.
Doing? Okay, please do it and confirm me that whether you will get the same answer or not. You can refer the whiteboard. So once you done it, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
You got it?
Sir.
Very good. So now what is the next step it is saying is very simple. Okay. So in the next step, what the procedure is saying is, in order to get the stability, so we need to see that. Okay, so once we need to see that all the first row elements should be positive. 1 is positive, fine. 3k should be positive. So in order to get the stability, so for it, we'll write one particular statement that for a closed loop, stability, the following conditions must be satisfied. Following conditions must be satisfied. So what are the conditions? The first condition is saying that 3k should be positive. So first condition is 3k should be positive. So it implies that k should be greater than 0. Okay, that is the first thing. Fine, k will be greater than 0. This is the first thing. Second thing is what? 3k into k plus 2 minus 4 divided by 3k should be greater than 0. Clear? So it implies what? It implies 3k, if you multiply 3k square plus 6k minus 4 should be greater than 0. Okay, so should be greater than 0. Clear? So if you just multiply 3k to the side, it will be 0. So if you just open the bracket, 3k into k is 3k square plus 3k into 2 is 6k minus 4, it should be greater than 0. So now what we can do is we need to find out the, since there is a second degree polynomial, so what I can do is we can go for it. Let 3k square plus 6k minus 4 equal to 0, because we need to find out the root. We need to find out the value of k. That is why we can say that 3k square plus 6k minus 4 should be greater than 0, sorry, equal to 0 we'll consider. So if we are using calculators, you can find out that what is the value of this one. K should be equal to 0.53 and k will be equal to minus 2.53. So we will get. You just check it and tell me whether you will get the same two values or not. Please confirm me, all of you. So we'll get the same answer, k equal to 0.53 and k equal to minus 2.53. Okay. So now k equal to we have found out. Okay. So when we are talking about this value and this value, okay, this k equal to 0.53 and k equal to minus 2.53 another value. So we understand that k must be greater than 0. So now here instead of k equal to, if you consider k greater than 0.53, so it will holds good, fine. Because k must be greater than 0, this is also 0. That means for 0.53 is already greater than 0. That is the holding good, fine, man. So the next value, if you take it, k must be greater than minus 2.53. K must be greater than 0.53, 2.53. So when we are talking about this one, we understand one thing, k should be greater than 0 always. That is the condition they have given. So here when we are looking this particular condition, k must be greater than minus 2.53 implies k must be greater than 0 also. Why? Because 0 will come after the minus 2.53. So k must be greater than 0 also, and k must be greater than minus 2.53. It implies k must be greater than 0. So next thing is what? Once two conditions will come into picture, k must be greater than 0 and k must be greater than 0.53 will come. Okay, so now what exactly happens is k must be greater than 0. It implies that k must be greater than 0.53 also. Or else I can say that k must be greater than 0.53. It implies that k must be greater than 0 also. That is why I can say that. So for a closed loop stability, k value must be greater than 0.53. So because the highest positive value, we are going to take it into consideration. Because k must be positive, it should be greater than 0. So all conditions holds good if you consider k must be greater than 0.53. So here if you put k must be greater than 0.53 anyway, we will get the positive value only. Once we are getting the positive value, we can say that the system is stable. So is there any doubt in this particular numerical, all of you? Did you understand?
No, sir.
No means what? Did you understand?
No
Means
doubt,
no,
sir.
No doubts. Very good. What about others? What about others? Padina, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can go for the next numerical. So I'll just give this particular numerical for you people. So you just solve it, okay, by your own. The next class we'll discuss the solution. So write on the numerical, a positional servo mechanical is characterized by an open loop transfer function. So what is the transfer function they have given? They are telling that g of s into h of s is equal to k into s plus 2 divided by s into s plus 1. So this is the equation, characteristic equation, or else open loop transfer function they have given. So from this we need to find out the characteristic equation. After that we need to apply the RH criteria. So the continuation with the question, they are asking that determine the first thing. Okay, so they are telling that the value of all of you make a note of it. The value of the gain k when delta of the closed loop roots, delta of closed loops is equal to 0.707. So what do you mean by delta? Damping ratio. Damping ratio they have given. And the second thing what we need to determine is the value of gain k when the closed loop system has two roots on j omega axis. So please make a note of it.
Yes, sir. Taken.
Okay. So actually for today time is up now. So afternoon I will take the class. So by the time if you are able to solve this afternoon, we'll continue the same problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.